Hi, this is Mrs. Hatteberg again, and we are going to go ahead and get started with Unit 1 of HST212 213 Geography for MNVA. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started right here with the topic 1.1, Writing about the World. And I'm just going to read through everything that's here. Writing about the world. It's hard to imagine just how large Earth is and how much it contains. It's also hard to see how one small action or event can affect something far away. In order to understand what's out there and how it affects people, you first have to think about the world in smaller terms that you can more easily grasp. Luckily, there are various tools within the study of geography that will help you to do this. Maps are the most direct way to think of the world in a smaller size. You can put the entire state of Montana in your glove compartment if you have a map. You can put the whole world onto your desk if you have a globe. Maps aren't the only way though. In this lesson, you'll learn what geography is and how it can help you understand the world. So the objectives here this unit are to identify the vocabulary of geography and culture, to explain what geographers study, and to begin writing in your geographer's notebook, which will be the course is going to prompt you to write in your journal. I've disabled the journal feature because those are ungraded assignments. However, if you keep your own geographer's notebook, which is essentially just writing notes as you go along, I highly recommend that. All right, this would be a great time to go to Doc Sharing, which is found right up here, and download the Unit 1 Extra Credit Study Guides. You can fill those out as you follow along in the different lessons and all through the readings, and turn those in at the end of the unit for extra credit. All right, we'll begin here with 1.1 Study 1. The world through space. Look at the ball in space. What do you see? Water? Clouds? Home? How about geography? Geography is the study of our planet, its people, and its physical features. Planet Earth was formed millions of years ago, and it's still changing. Physical geographers study the planet and its history. They look at how Earth was formed, where the moon came from, and what the deep interior of the Earth is like. Humans are the dominant species on Earth. Human geographers study people. Some human geographers focus on numbers, counting or analyzing human populations. Others emphasize culture, the beliefs and the behaviors that guide people's lives. This is a definition that will keep coming back, so you want to write that down. One of the physical features of Earth were shaped by the basic properties of the planet. We have mountain ranges and earthquakes in places where parts of the Earth's surface are moving. Physical features affect human life. For example, most people live near a body of water. In return, humans shape the planet's surface. They chop off the top of mountains to uncover coal, dam rivers to make lakes, and even alter the planet's climate and weather. Geographers use many tools. Over the next few pages, you will get an overview of the field of geography and how the tools people use to study the Earth have changed over time. On to page 2. Maps and their parts. The tool that geographers use most is the map, a picture of the world. You've seen and used maps before, and you will see and use many more maps in this course. In order to use a map effectively, you should know about the features that map makers use to give extra information to the reader. This is an example of symbols. Symbols provide the reader with information about specific features in the territory. Dashed lines typically show boundaries. Maps use many types of symbols. The types and variety depend on the subject of the map and its purpose. This map uses dots to indicate the location of cities. This is the legend or the key. The legend or key provides the user with information about the types of lines, colors, symbols the map uses. The key explains information presented in the map. On this map, the different colors indicate different types of terrain, such as forests and mountains. This is the compass. A compass indicates where north, south, east, and west lie. This shows the map's orientation and allows users a compass to align the map with the direction they're facing. Maps typically oriented with the north at top, but this isn't always the case. This is the scale. The scale shows how distance on the map compares to distance in reality. This allows the user to calculate how far apart different points on the map actually are. On a map with a scale of 1 inch to 100 miles, a distance of 2.5 inches between 2 points would be 250 miles of travel in reality. And there you have it. Okay, page 3. An ongoing enterprise. Odds are You can use some of the same tools that your grandmother did, and you also use some very different tools. Like all arts and sciences, geography has evolved over time. Geographers have discovered new places and ideas, refined their tools and techniques, and made use of emerging technologies. Developments in geography have given humans an increasingly accurate and sophisticated understanding of the world. Maps. Humans have been making maps for a very long time, perhaps starting 8,000 years ago. No one precisely knows how long ago mapmakers began their work, but maps have been around longer than written word. Early maps were based on simple observations of the terrain. The oldest known map of the world dates back to the 7th millennium BC. That's pretty old. An astrolabe. The astrolabe was invented by the ancient Greeks in the 1st and 2nd century BC. It's an instrument that helps predict the position of the sun, moon, planets, and stars. It helps in navigation, surveying, and map making. Early uses of the astrolabe included casting horoscopes and making astrological predictions. The compass. The compass, which consists of a magnetized pointer, aligns itself with the Earth's magnetic field, providing greater accuracy in navigation and mapmaking. The first navigational compass was invented in Europe around 1300, though earlier civilizations in China, the Middle East, and the Americas used magnetic devices similar to the compass for directional location. The New World. Columbus's discovery of the New World gave European geographers an entirely new hemisphere to explore and to understand. Columbus's voyage opened up an age of exploration that resulted in geographic expeditions not only in the Western Hemisphere, but also throughout the world. Aerial photography. The invention of the camera was a great aid to geographic data collection. People could use cameras to capture images, and then that could scan the images in remote locations. Using everything from balloons to airplanes to orbiting satellites, geographers have used aerial photography extensively to get a broad perspective on landscapes and terrain. They really do have a bird's eye view. Satellites. Earth observation satellites took aerial photography to new heights, no pun intended. Beginning in the late 1950s and continuing today, governments and companies have launched hundreds of Earth observation satellites to see Earth from orbit. They have collected information that is useful for mapmaking, meteorology, environmental monitoring, and much more. The computer. The invention and spread of computers provided geographers with tools to organize data being collected by cameras and other scientific instruments. Increasingly powerful software has enabled geographers to take data from geological surveys, weather stations, atmospheric and oceanic probes, and so on, to create ever more sophisticated maps and 3D models of the Earth. The Internet. The spread of the Internet, starting in the mid-1990s, provided users with easily accessible and plentiful information about life on Earth. Websites like Google Earth, launched in 2005, gave Internet users access to maps and images of every corner of the Earth. This even includes 3D images of buildings from the ground up. Moving on to page 4. Better geography through technology. Developments in technology have always been important for increasing geographic knowledge. Today, geography is inconceivable without computers and satellites, but many other technologies have contributed to the process in the field. All right, I encourage you to log on to page 4, 1.1, study 1 to complete this exercise on your own. Page 5. It's a small world. Look at the label on the back of your shirt. Where was it made? Next time you change, look at the labels on all of your clothing. How much of it was made in the country where you live? Most likely, a good percentage of the clothing you are wearing was made in a different country. Clothing is just one example of how people all over the world are connected. And it's not just clothing or other material goods. Journeys that used to take days or weeks now take hours, and email and cell phones allow people to communicate instantly from anywhere in the world to anywhere else, no matter how distant. Everyone in the world has been a global citizen, and the increased connections among people are making that global citizenship more important than ever. Global citizenship is a great thing. It makes the entire planet your home, but it also means you have to recognize your responsibilities to other people and the Earth. Page 6. Applying for global citizenship. Geographers don't just work at their desks in isolated libraries and offices. like I am today. They have to get around the world to collect their materials, and to travel around the world, they need a passport. Geographers have regular national passports that they present at custom checkpoints when they cross national borders. But all geographers have to also carry around in their minds a different sort of passport, their passport to a global citizenship. This passport is necessary for reaching a greater understanding of the world, and since that's what you're trying to do here, you'll need one of those passports as well. Your passport. Citizenship's rights and privileges come with responsibilities. For example, the right of a trial by jury comes with the responsibility to serve on a jury if called. Global citizenship is the same way. It's almost certain that you were born on Earth. Oh, okay, entirely certain. But just because you were born on this planet doesn't mean you're ready to have your global citizenship validated with a passport. Being a global citizen means that you have a responsibility to think globally as you go about your daily life. This may sound hard, but the knowledge and the skills you need are right at your fingertips. As you continue this course, you'll have opportunities to get stamps for your passport to global citizenship. By the end, you'll be ready to call the entire planet your home and to carry out your responsibilities to other people and to the earth. Becoming a global citizen is a major journey, and there are a few things you should consider when beginning your trip. Your purpose for studying geography is to gain a greater understanding of the world around you, to look out for many ways in which ideas, people, and places are interconnected, to remember that things in the world are always changing, and to keep an open mind and always attempt to appreciate and learn from the cultural diversity that you encounter. Page 8. Themes and skills. The skills of a global citizen are closely related to the 5 themes of geography, which will be very important for the whole semester. You'll keep coming back to these, so you'll want to memorize these 5 themes. Connecting the themes with the skills is a good way to learn both. I encourage you to log on to page 8 here, 1.1 Study 1, to complete this activity on your own. Page 9. The skills of a global citizen. To be a global citizen, there are some fundamental skills to develop first. In fact, some of these are almost necessary to function in today's world. Which of these are needed to be a global citizen? Can you select the 5 on your own and check your answers? And then the last page for the study 1, the notebook. There's little point in traveling if you can't remember where you've already been. Sea captains, geographers, and anyone who travels a lot will keep a notebook, log, or diary. By writing notes or recording pictures about where you have been, you can remember what you saw. It allows you to better compare past experiences with a current experience. In this course, you will be keeping a geographer's notebook, preferably in a loose-leaf binder. It will have space for all of your notes, study sheets, and coursework. The stamps you collect when you study specific locations can go into your geographer's notebook. So can all the other printable artwork or pictures. In addition, you can use art as a memory aid. If you draw a picture of something important, it can help you remember what you learned. You will want a table of contents at the front of your geographer's notebook. You will probably want to use tabs or dividers to keep track of your units and lessons. As a part of the review for each unit, you will receive an index page for that unit. You also have a printable map. Label each location when you reach an activity that focuses on that location. If you want, you can color continents, regions, and subregions as you study them. This can help you keep track of your progress through the course. If you click here, you can click the notebook. You can download the notebook for the table of contents for your geographer's notebook. All right, if you have any questions, that was 1.1 Study 1, and you'll have to tune back in for my video on 1.1 Study 2. Thank you. Bye-bye.